things are going great. All things considered. Yeah, everything's okay. Pipes are still froze. I think I got bigger issues than that, perhaps. I'm not sure. Spent all morning working on that. Messing around with 220 volt stuff. Not good. But I'll get it figured out. I don't know if my pump is burned out. I don't know if my pressure box is screwed up. I know my gauge is broken. I did figure out that. The pressure gauge is definitely broke. That's got to be replaced. But still not getting water. And I should be. Everything is supposed to be working there, and it's not. So either the pump is froze or the line is froze heading to the tank, or the pump is fried, or the pressure switch is broke. It's one of those. And I'm thinking it's the pump. It might have fried with all the freezing that happened. Because I'm not hearing it. So that'll be a tough one. I'd have to call somebody in to do that. I don't want to be digging into the pump. But if it's the switch, I could replace that. Gotta replace the gauge anyway. I got no water, man. It's alright though. Byron, I'm used to it. It's all good. I'll get it fixed. We'll get it figured. Gotta do some roughing. That's all. A little roughing. We'll see. Who knows? If it's just froze, the water could come in. This is one of the few times, maybe even the first time, where the water is froze right at the tank. And perhaps in the well. It's an underground well. First time. I've always had water running somewhere on the property where if one valve freezes, like say my kitchen sink freezes, I still got, the bathroom in the other room or whatever, different pipes going through. But not this time. Everything's froze or shut off. So that's a first. So I'm thinking, yeah, there might be some damage to the pump. I looked at the pressure gauge and it was at 100 psi, maxed, and it was frozen there. So I got to the top of the tank and I found the little release valve for the air. No water come out. There's no water in it. And I let all the air out of the tank. So it should be 0 psi right now. So I looked at the gauge. Nope, it's stuck at 100. So that's shot. So it's actually at 0, not 100. So water should be coming in. I looked at the box. I looked at the connectors. The circuit is there. It's on. It should be bringing in water. But it's not. I don't hear the pump. There's no clicking where it's turning on and off. It's obviously on. But I don't know. I tried to go outside and listen at the pump itself, listening for it, for a hum or a vibration or anything. Hard to hear in this weather, but yeah, I'm not hearing anything. So if the pump ain't coming on, it's either froze or it's shot. It could be the wiring at the pressure box. It could be that, the pressure switch. which case I haven't tested it. I'm certainly not going to jump it. Don't be messing with 220 volts zipping around. But we'll see what happens. I'll give it another day, see if it thaws out. It's very unlikely it would freeze. It's really sunk deep, but the pipes might be froze, especially since it froze right in the basement where the tank is. So that maybe that's, frozen there. I have no way to heat it. Not at the moment anyway. Just got to be patient and think about what I can do. I can replace everything could be replaced. Just going to take me looking around, seeing what I need to do, and seeing if I have to call somebody in for the pump, if the pump is dead. Geez, how am I going to figure out which one it is? Well, we'll know when it totally thaws out, so I don't know. Anyway. No water, no water. Let me see. I don't think my messages are getting through. They are on YouTube. I could see them, but they're not coming up on my chat ninja. I could see what you guys are typing, but I can't see mine. This right here. So you know what I'm talking about. Over here on the right side, where the text is, that's my chat ninja. Whenever you guys type something, whether you're on Twitch or Facebook or YouTube, whatever I'm streaming to, it'll show up here. So I could see what you guys are typing. But usually I can type something in like this. Hello. And it's not showing up here. But it's showing up on YouTube. Oh well. No water, just about the most basic necessity. Hope you're okay. I'm fine. I just buy water. Got heat. Yeah, it's sitting right next to me. Do you have bottled water or something tastier to drink? I'm good with water. It's not expensive. It's just the dishes are piling up because I don't buy that much water. I'm trying to get my sister to bring up some water. She's like right down the road, but for whatever reason. I messaged her today. We'll see. But man, this is what makes winter brutal for me when it's cold like that. If the pipes ever freeze, this is what could happen. But it's okay. We'll get it figured. I'm not worried. Me no worry. Right, Jeff? How you doing, Jeff? Yikers indeed. I'm gonna work on flags today. I tried to stream yesterday. I had all kinds of issues yesterday. Just the stream was not going through. I think it's my internet, because everything is perfect right now. If you remember my last stream I did, right at the end I was having issues. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I had to end the stream abruptly. That continued for the next day or two, so I couldn't stream. But today it seems okay. Hi, Chihuahua. How you doing, Paul, by the way? Jeff, Byron, hope everything's okay. Everything on the up and up? Everything doing fantasticals? Let's grab some flags. Got some perps here. Actually, I gotta get my optivisor. Well, you're in fluff. We're quite a distance away, you know. You're in a different little zone there, as it were. It is crazy, though. Same thing with Byron. He's right down there in Florida with you. I got a bunch of flags here. while I've been working there. Let's see. Okay. Do 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 do. Let's see what we got here. This and this go together. I don't usually buy water, but I'm telling you, man, that bottled water, they're only 16 ounces, which I thought were pretty decent. 24 pack of 16 ounces is pretty good. That'll last a while. No. It goes quick. It's like, damn. It reminded me of how quick it goes. When I lived up in Massachusetts, I always bought water up there. That was a long time ago, though. I guess I forgot. Here we got 3 flags. No, 6. 6 flags. 6 flags. That's good. So that's 3 battalions. 1, 2, 3. Let's do another one. Let's do some blues. Let's do some blues. These two go together, the white and blue. There we go. There. So that's 4 battalions, 8 flags. That's pretty good. What do you think, Jeff? I got some coffee here. More of my precious water is what that is. Precious water. Well, when you live up north, freezing pipes during the winter is not unusual. A lot of folks got to keep the water dripping if they don't have heated basements or something. Oops, sorry. Let me click here. We are doing okay. We are getting packed and putting the house up for sale. Oh, you got a lot going on. All right, okay. That's good, Byron. Progress, moving forward, making things happen. I've been really busy at work. Yeah, you have. Wonderful. Edward James. Switzerland, Switzerland, the Switzers. Tastes like it came from the mountain of Olympus. Mount Olympus. Yeah, you got bad water down there, huh? I take it you don't have your own pump. Your own well, I should say. I've been fortunate to have my own well all my life. I think that's the case in this whole neighborhood I live in. My family built all these houses. We dug all the wells, so everybody's got wells. And it's good water. Oh man, what a difference. Fresh water right from the well. Throw some ice cubes in there, and man, it's good. It actually tastes good, if you can imagine water tasting like anything. Or like James says, you know, fresh off the water of Switzerland. It's like that. Fresh water's that like that. It's good. Surprisingly so. Was brown? That's too bad. My sister down the road, she doesn't have a well, now that I think about it. Which is unusual. I guess I am one of the few. I think everybody on this road where I am, right here, has wells. But she's at the bottom of the hill. She's right there, a quarter-mile away, and she don't have a well? Huh. She's living in my uncle's old house. He was a contractor. He built houses. What's funny, he didn't dig a well. Wow. Yeah, she don't have well water either. So she would be bringing me icky tap water or whatever, which would be good for washing dishes and things like that. Couldn't drink it. Over here, if you don't have well water, you can't drink from the tap at all. You gotta run that through all kinds of filters before you could do that. Ah, the good old septic system. We always had our own sewer system. We all did, all in this area. But I think it was maybe 10 years ago they actually started building the sewer system on the street. And everybody was required to hook into it. And they don't care if you don't hook into it. But they're going to charge you, and you got to pay it. The sewer bill. So yeah, I pay a sewer bill. We do actually have our own septic system, though. So, paying a bill that I don't even use. That's the way it works. I'm drinking water from the mountain streams up in the highlands. Clear and cold and great thirst quencher. Yeah, you can't beat water when it's fresh. Right from the ground or from the mountains. Right? You can't beat that. It's amazing. Surprisingly good. Hard water. Too much mining and industry. Here it's pretty good. Ah, lucky. The only problems we had is years ago there was a quarry just up the road. Again, about a quarter mile, only up the road. Digging and blasting with dynamite and everything. They were there for a long time. Then all of a sudden we were starting to get dirty water. And there's a big uproar, like, hey, you better knock it off. What do you cut off the dynamiting all the time? You're going to upset the water. So that was a big deal. They ended up leaving. The quarry did. That, we got a chemical plant, steel plant up the road further up. They were in trouble for pouring chemicals into the ground. And that was a big concern. They ruined the water for a lot of people. Everybody had to have their water tested because of these numbheads dumping chemicals into right in the back of the factory. So that was another issue. $150. Wow. Boy, that's a big jump. Why is that big, Small? Why did it jump so much? Well, we don't pay nothing for water here. Unless you buy it like I am right now. It's only $3 for like 4 gallons. $1 a gallon. Or less, I guess. And it's alright. Water table, that's what I meant to say. They were disrupting the water table. Things got really desperate. I live next to a pond. Plenty of springs and creeks all over the place. And I know how to purify water. It's not a problem. Just when it's winter time, it's a big problem. It's not easy to access the water around here when it's frozen. Used to be able to go outside and get snow. Melt it and boil it and filter it. Boom, there's your water for washing and cleaning. All right, snow. It's rough, but hey. Whoops. Let's see, I need this. Get some of my toothpicks. I like these little toothpicks. Come in handy. What's this doing here? Must have been using that for something. I think I was dry brushing tanks. I don't know. Temperature is 47 degrees. Yeah, so that's pretty good. It's supposed to be 51 today. I don't see where the temperature is going to rise though. Did it? Must have hit 51. I don't know. But it's currently 47 degrees. Had a little rain this morning. It's not bad at the moment. A little partial sunshine. 33 tonight, so again above freezing hopefully. Tomorrow 44 and then 40 degrees at night. So again above freezing, that's good. I'm going to wait till tomorrow. See if those pipes thaw. Saturday's 45 degrees. And then get this, it drops to 15. Well below freezing on Saturday night. It's going to do that for about 3 days. It's going to be pretty cold at night. Yeah. And it warms back up again. By next Tuesday, 50 degrees. Right? So yeah, come on pipes, thaw out. Or pump or whatever's going on. Can't wait much longer. I'm going to start swinging. Anyway, that's the weather report from Northeast Pennsylvania. Here in the United States of America. Home of the Gulf of America. You know, I don't know why people complain about that. Oh, the Gulf of Mexico. We call it the Gulf of America now. It's not like we're calling it the Gulf of the United States. I mean, come on, there is a difference, Mexico. This is the Gulf of America. We're all America over here. Mexico, Canada, U.S. This is all America. What are you complaining about? Anyway, let's move on away from that topic before I start ranting and raving. It's a good subject change from talking about water. Let's get on with this. We'll leave it at that, Jeff. We'll leave it at that. Let's not take it any further, okay? Let's not take it any further. I know Jeff. Gotta watch him. But anyway, moving forward. Spray booth. I got a little creek in my backyard. I could go out there and float around along with the birds. Army painter. Yes. No politicals. Sometimes I might mention something, but we keep it good here. We keep it good here. It's my stream. So you might hear something occasionally, but then it's dropped. Forget it. You know, it didn't happen. Moving on. He's the army painter. What's this army painter conversation? Camo colors, Walmart. Gonna have to roll in the snow like a bear. Pepsi Lockheed and Martin. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Everybody doing good? How are you doing, Jeff? Everything good down your way? Heard you were locking up the pool or something. What's that about? Gonna do some big time swimming pretty soon? It's getting there. What is up with this here? Why is it looking funky? Play that funky music, my boy. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Byron's here as well. What are you doing? Working, Byron? Still working with all the plans of moving pretty soon? I miss Byron. Byron and Rosemary. They usually come visit me on Sunday. Online. I didn't see them for a couple weeks now. Squirrel, he's gone. He's off working as well. I won't see him for a month. Where is everybody? Haven't been able to play games. All right. Let's see. Let's do this one first. Let's do these two flags first. We'll do them. That'll be for these guys. Oh yes, I gotta cut into the models. Where's my knife? There it is. Hidden from me. Is the stream okay, you guys? I mean the quality, picture, sound. I was having real issues yesterday. The day before, I couldn't stream. It kept kicking me off. Something was going on. Everything seems good now. Okay, Paul, you take care of yourself. I'll be here a bit, as usual. Smooth. Oh yeah, today's the 27th. We got one more day of the winter warmer. See, Stephen Smith got his project done. I posted what he did. 10 mil goodness, Dark Ages. He finally finished that off, so that was pretty good of him. So get me your pictures and your project names and I'll put you in the montage. Hopefully. I don't want to have to make up things, you guys. I'll be taking Jeff's pictures he recently posted and putting them in the montage. Say, oh, hey, look what Jeff did. Well, he got a lot done this year. I don't even think he's doing the warmer challenge. Right, Jeff? I'll put you in there. I got nobody else to giving me stuff. Just me. I'm going to put my tanks in there. Have to look around and see what you guys got. Zaddy. Give it a week. Give everybody some time. Get me some pictures. I don't care what it is at this stage. Give me something to work with. I gotta shave again. That works. Whatever your project is, that's a good idea. I'm going to message somebody I forgot about. Let's see. Send me some pics of your completed, caps lock is on, completed winter warmer challenge, comma, please. There. Get that out of the way before I forget. Check out Discord. Got role-playing games there. Ryan there posting something on Ernie Gygax. Kind of scary. I thought he passed away. He's my friend over on Facebook. I know he's in the hospital. He's in bad shape, though. If he passes away, it wouldn't be a shocker. But it would be a surprise, though, because I'm pretty up on what he's been doing. So, yeah, he's just not going to show up for Dave Kahn because he's recovering. What's this? Cavern Crawls, 69/71, 3-pack available now. Folks at Grim Press have released Cavern Crawls 69/71 as a three-pack for founder VTT. Dungeon Delves. Okay, it's a dungeon scenario thing. Okay. See, Clyde Dashing is over there. He's online. Clyde. My bison riders. Send me pictures of the bison riders. I'll put you in. I don't care what they are. If it was something that you did in the last 3 months, send them my way. I'll count it as a challenge. Come on, we got to have something here. Just do a little cutting. Hope we don't damage anything. Whoops. Ooh, I almost broke that right off. I'm glad it's got some give. Just when I said that, I almost snapped it off. Too much pressure from a dull blade, that's what it is. Wind's blowing pretty hard today. Number 2. Be nice if I just had to cut it once. But I kind of gotta cut it at least twice. There's a little bit of leftover. Needs to be kind of thinned out. Gotta get back in my flow here. There we go. They're done. Let me turn on Jeeves. You guys won't hear him. I will. Okay. Let's get some super glue. Let's do the other flag before I go bending and stuff. Let's do the twisty. This glue. It's too thin. Jeeves called it zenithal. Good old zenithal. Okay, there's one. Do some zenithal. Go. Two more flags. Pretty nice. Twitch. Do do do. Do 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 do. Let's turn on Twitch. Do a little streaming over there. Says I'm offline. There we go. Live. Do 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 do. Let's get that all set up. Right there. There. Good. Make that a little bigger. Bloop. More Floridians. Floridians upon us. The warm weather crowd. Would you consider it warm weather down there? You know, it is in Australia. The warm weather crowd. Let's do the next two. We're going to use the white and blue because it rhymes. Let's do some cutting. Cutting and strutting. $80. Wow. 80 degrees. That's pretty damn good. That's pretty good. I imagine it's really humid. I imagine it's always humid where you are. I mean, you're right there in the ocean. Constantly. Yeah. There we go. That was easy. It's easy when you know how. Things get easier. Huh. %60. Okay, first flag. Make sure the eagle's heads are up. Do a little pre-fold. Slide this first one in. Oh, I forgot to put the glue on the inside. Wow. That's good. Enjoying the weather. I guess winters are pretty short for you. Imagine they would be. That's nice. I like short winters. There you go. Got a Hobby Lobby here somewhere, near the side of the mountain. I've never been there yet, though. Not much need to go there, honestly. What are falls like down in Florida? Pretty nice down there? Or is it even noticeable? Do you get like a fall? I guess you would. I mean, where the temps are changing and not sure about the plants. Something must go on down there. It's September and October and November. Let's get this other one turned. Does it? Stop it. Wow. Thanksgiving on the patio. Walter, what are you doing, man? Chillax. Just two more? Eight. So I'm halfway through. I don't know what is wrong. I don't know, maybe he's excited. Oh, the weather's a little warmer. A little warmer. It's not so cold. I can get crazy. Because he does. He gets crazy. Very nice. What? Oh, the flags. Threw me off there. Not often they get called by my proper name. Thanks, Jeff. Especially when it's pronounced by Jeeves. Jeeves? Little flags. They're coming out pretty good. I'm happy. Watch you don't cut my finger here. This would be the time to do it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Walter, what are you doing, man? What's going on? What's going on, dude? Yeah. Zetos. Gonna do some perps. Got some perps here. Fritz is my nickname. Alan is my middle name. Curtis is my given name. Walter, stop it. Come on. He's trying to eat plastic bags. he loves plastic. Loves plastic. Like all cats, I think. Makes their tongue feel fancy, I guess. I have a fancy tongue. I like it a lot. I must lick at the baggies. The plastic baggies. I must give it a sound licking. Ah, musty wargamers. Slash Kurt. One or the other. All right, Jeff, take care, man. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah. I'll definitely pop over because I will be awake. See what those knuckleheads are talking about this week. I like their little stream. See if Palmer's there. Knuckleheads. Come on there, get the flag right. Getting a little sloppy here. A little sloppy. Walter, man, you gotta knock this off. Gotta knock this off. I got things to do here. You don't usually bother me. Yeah, he is. It's pretty funny. That crazy laugh of his. It always cracks me up when he starts laughing and cackling away there. Which happens a lot when he gets a little wild. Gets a little wild with the drinking. That's good fun, though. Yeah, that one turned out real nice. This one got a lot of little overlappage going on here. Gotta fix that. Ooh. This flag took a beating. What happened here? Gonna have to do a little repair work on there. Wow. That's good. There's a couple perps. Two more, looking good. That's 9 battalions out of 15. I've known Palmer and Rusty for a long time. Long before they started doing that musty wargamer nonsense. Yeah. So he's one of the, I consider him one of the old hats. On YouTube. Probably more so than Rusty. Although Rusty's been doing this for a long time, Battletech, and um, my good friend Mr. Buman, the farmer. But I think Palmer, he was one of the first ones to come in our chats and hang out and do what we did. I guess he got a little inspired, and years later he'd do his own stream with Rusty. I think it just started with him, just the two of them. Pretty much doing what they do. Except they'd usually invite a guest in or two. Now they got a nice little format. They just got usually the four of them. And that's good. That works really good. Once every 2 weeks is a good schedule. And somehow they come up with new topics. Well, if you're doing them every 2 weeks, it's not so hard, right? But it's loud. Works. Okay, another battalion. 2 guys. Maybe purple too. Barely see what I'm cutting into. There we go. So far it's going good. Cutting into the banner pole. I haven't had any real problems. I almost snapped one of them. But thankfully there's a lot of give and bend to this stuff. Yeah, there is. It'd be easy to make up your own mechs. I love Battletech's rules. I don't like the mechs. The mechs were always unattractive to me. Now that they have to be attractive, but it's just not aesthetically pleasing to paint. They never impressed me. Even recently when I almost got back into it. And every once in a while they have a cool looking mech. But it's usually because it's like, I don't know, anime styled, humanoid like, not these weird walking basketball heads. I just, yuck. Looks is everything to me. I didn't enjoy it. So I never got into that. I looked at other mech games. I know Byron reminded me of Reaper Games game that they have. What's it called? Mech or something? And of course there's that Canadian company, Heavy Gear. They do a pretty good game. That was a cartoon. That's pretty interesting. They look good looking mechs. Well, they have to look good. I just can't get into it otherwise. I can't. it's make-believe. Come on, make it look good. I guess they're realistic looking. I guess that's the whole idea. Still ugly. Rules are really good. I gotta admit. That was the main reason I considered it again. I got some nostalgia with it. I think the first time I ever played a game with strangers in a game store setting was Battletech. It was me and Jesse. We popped in and met these guys and joined them for some Battletech. So that was kind of cool. I mean, the next day I went and bought the starter set for Battletech. Yeah, but everybody wants to play the Max. Aerotech. There's one flag. I should have put this one on. Gotta hurry up here. Yeah. What would you say is besides Battletech, what do you think is the, I don't know, would this be the proper way to phrase this? The number 2 most interesting mech-based miniatures game? What would that other game be to you? Or is there only just the one? Nothing else interests you? Nothing else is interesting at all? If there was a second one, which I know there is, what would it be? For you. Specifically for you. Osprey Games had one. I don't know if they still make it. It's one of their hard book games that they made. That had a lot of hopefulness to it, but it never took off. Use D12s. It was kind of interesting. Make your own mechs. Certainly didn't have the lore that Battletech has. That's an important part of it all. One of the reasons Battletech is so popular. Back to the camping, girls. Korean. You doing, Nordic? Got 4 more battalions done here. I got 10. That means I need 5 more battalions to do. Maybe I'll do that today. Maybe we can do that today. Maybe I could finish this since I missed yesterday. My stream just would not work yesterday. I didn't do anything. Where the heck are my flags? This is 6. Little tankage. Let me put these away. I gotta do a head count here. Seems like I might have an extra flag. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Victory Garden. 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1. Wait a minute. 1. God damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got just enough flags. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. This should be it. I'm going to try and finish them off today. Get the flags all done. Wouldn't that be great? Took me 2 sessions. I got some spare flag dudes here too. At least one guy. He's extra. Count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's an extra guy. There's their bases. was muted again. Good thing I wasn't saying much. Just laughing to myself about loins and girding.
That hasn't entirely been my experience, Percy, but yeah, know what? Never let not fitting in or people put you off your hobby. Nordic Maelstrom says, what is Ion H James /? Nordic Maelstrom says, hello Jeeves. How are you, my fine sir? James L says, I guess I would call it a low-intensity space opera skirmish game in 15mm Nordic. Percy Block says, does Kurt gird his loins or does he leave the loin girding for Fritz?
Ay, ay, ay. Back to the loins. Alright, Jeeves, knock it off. All right, let's do some carving. Carving. Let's take a look at something here. I want to get your opinion, Nordic, on something here. Fruit of the loins? Yeah, there you go. Let's do a lunch. So I'm going to show you, this is specifically for Nordic. You can look up at the screen here in a second here. I'm going to show you something. Let me turn Jeeves off. Quiet, Jeeves. You're talking over me, man. You're talking over me. Oops. Let's move that over a little bit so we get it all in there. All right, so I want your opinion I have thoughts about this. This is the Foundry version of... This is in beta. But this is Traveler. It's not the Cepheus thing. This is Traveler. And so far, it's unofficial. But the graphics... Let me bring up a character sheet. Here's the guy I made. His name is Jib. So look at these character sheets, the colors and the graphics. It's reminiscent of Traveler, but at the same time it's kind of, I don't know if I like it. It looks a little too cartoony. I know you could change these pictures and stuff, like that's your character's portrait. What is that noise? Oh God, he's licking plastic. Let me see, is there any more? It's very bright, cartoonish. I don't know if I like it. They don't have much here. Alien races, what's this? Human. They just have the human so far. Not much. Anything in here? Let me look. Crew roles. Let's make him a pilot. Drag that onto the sheet. Cannot drop items of type role on a character sheet. Really? Okay. Wonder why. Software. What's this? I mean, it looks a little too bright and cartoony to me, but it definitely feels like Traveler. I don't know what this is. Some kind of... I don't know what this is. But... what do you think of it? Oh, I see. These are already made character sheets, I guess, for the pilot. Let me see if there's anything else to show. It's pretty nice, though. Specifically for Foundry, or Traveler. What's all this? Creatures. Ships. That's a pretty nice sheet. There's the Beowulf right there. Alright, let me go back to the chat. Futurama. That's a good point. Want my help, James? Looks too cartoony to me. Traveler character sheet should be as gritty as the game. I agree. But the colors are too bright. I guess it depends on the type of campaign you're playing too. But still. I don't know. Sheet looks better than the character one. Yeah, this one does. The spacecraft. That's the Beowulf. Crew roles. I guess there's roles and stuff in here. They got it set up so it's like for the basic starter set, I guess. So not everything's in here, but they give you base. It's a beta thing. So they're just working on getting this set up. Not everything's going to be here. It's interesting. Tone the colors down, man. Anyway, I wanted to show that to you. See if what your thought was on Traveler's representation here. Can't be too picky, but to create a new roll, create a crew roll item. Actions added to the roll depending on what you want the roll to do. Blah blah blah. Okay. So yeah, that's Traveler. Let's roll a die and see what that looks like. Let's make a strength admin check. I have a -3 on it. Adaptable jib. Marginal success +0. Chain bonus +1. Total is 8. So there you go. Marginal success. At my administration skill. What's this? Reroll characteristics. Shift for average. Control for vary. Let's make a strength check for funsies. Got a -1 on it. 8. Oh, 7 at a -1. Marginal failure. Do. Wah wah. Alright, so that's Traveler. Okay. So I feel the same way. I'm not crazy or anything. Never played Traveler, says Percy. Well, it's a fun game. Very simple. Hi, Big Spall. Back again. He's a fan. Oh, stop it, Walter. Come on, man. All right, let's get back to this nonsense. Nonsense. All right, James. Walter says hello. As he stalks, looking for plastic baggies. So he could drive me up the wall. Right, Walter? That's what it's all about. Driving me crazy. So you can get what you want. Which is usually a big bowl of food or treats, or a can of softies, whatever the case may be. Okay, we're separating the banner pole from the shako. So we can really put that flag on with ease. So far it's working out pretty good. A little extra work, but that's okay. Catnip, he's hooked. I don't know, he wants something. He gets treats. I give him those little friskies, whatever they're called. They're a little bag of treats. Give him a few a day, but he gets like a dozen a day. Well, not really. I don't give him that much. Like every other day, I'll give them their treats. Because they get hooked on them. They love them. Super glue. And super glue, where are you? There we go. Alright, now let's get the flags proper. Put a little white glue on them. Let's do this green one here. little fold. Put a little of this glue in there. I saw... never mind, I'm not going to bring that up. Let's move on. Let's put these flags together. Rah. There we go. Ah, come on. Okay, there we go. Let's get the other one. Perfect. Okay, let's do some bending. These things are so small. Okay, there's two more. It's another battalion. Four more battalions. Treats goes bonkers on that stuff. Give him some treats every couple of days. Yeah, you gotta kind of spread them out. Or he gets to a point where it's the only thing they'll eat. That's my experience. Grapes. Can't have that. I'm pretty surprised how Matt made that table. He filling me in the... He made it out of sheetrock. Man. Sounds like something I would do. I never thought of doing that. I haven't had need for a game table in a long time. Sheetrock is a good idea, though. You can make some smaller tables out of it. I mean, if you do what he did and give it good support. I'd make smaller tables, like little 2x2s or 2x3s. That would be perfect, because you could put them together. Of course, he's making a board game table. Watch I don't cut myself. This is when I would do it. So close to the fingers. And a not so sharp blade. A recipe for disaster. For sure. There's two more. Let's get the super glue. Let's do it one at a time this time. Instead of both at once, we'll just do one at a time. Matt's a really good guy. I've known him for a long time, and he's been out of the loop for a long time recently, hobby-wise, except for board games, really. He's been out of the loop as far as streaming. He built himself a nice little channel over there and was making regular quality content. Things just went a little bit south for him in many ways, and suddenly disappeared for a long time. And now he's back. He's trying to. He's got Nordic there helping him out, and they're putting together a little show all about the hobby of wargaming, essentially. Miniatures, board games. He's a very enthusiastic individual. Anybody that knows him would tell you that. Sometimes he goes a little bit overboard. That's okay. He loves what he does. More power to him. So it's worth following him. Okay, there's one flag. Let's do another. Let's do another. And then I'll look at the chat. Just a little super glue. Grab our flag, eagle head up, give it a little starter fold, open it up like a little mouth, take our old brush, dip it in the watered down white glue, cover one side of the internal of the flag, spread it out, grab the corners, pinch them a little bit, and slide it down over the pole which has super glue on the front of it. Slide it down, squeeze it together a little bit, wipe off any excess glue that might show up or spit out. Grab our toothpick, clean, and start putting folds in it, wrapping the flag around it. 2 or 3 times is enough. Get some nice wavy action going on. Both these flags are in the same battalion, so you want to kind of change it up a little bit, make them look a little bit different. A little bit. Yeah, there we go. That looks awesome. So there it is. Again, I have to go back on these and put on some final touch-ups. You might see some white from the underside of the flag. That's okay. It's expected, actually. There's 2 more. So there we go. these up here. They're looking great. Looking fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 battalions done. 3 more. And the flags to be done. Then we can finish basing these battalions. Again, there's 15 of them. Yeah, that's him. Your Holiness. Several big boxes filled with original traveler books and files, plus a whole bunch of Mega Traveler. D6 Star Wars. Spinward Marshes. The Great Rift box set. A lot of great stuff in there. Let me try and focus in. My screen looks blurry. What in the world? That look good? All right, let's do some more cutting. Finish off these final 3 battalions. 6 guys, 6 flags. And that'll be it. We could move on. So far, so good. Dragon Slayer. This one is a little bit sticking out here. Let's try and get that. Clamps. Perfect. Matter of fact, let's go through the remaining guys and cut them all, get that done and out of the way. So this is annoying. Ooh. Well, there goes his banner pole. Gone. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it was live. This little pole went flying. Snapped right off clean. I knew I spoke too soon, and I don't see it. Sound like it bent behind a desk. Which means I might have to get a little creative. That's okay. That's what I'm all about, right? Actually, I'm not too worried. You know why? Like I said earlier, I have a spare standard bearer. So we could set him aside. So it's okay. See? Things worked out. I didn't know it, but that guy was going to come in use. Now let's see if we can do this the proper way and not lose a banner pole. That felt a little more brittle than the rest of these guys. I have a feeling. That would have happened no matter what. Because some of these guys are a little bit fragile. I've had them pop off their bases, and their feet are no longer there. That's okay. We've got this. These last ones are being a little bit of a pain for me. Let's see, did that come off good? Yes, it did. Nice little gap. Clamps. I could see what I was doing wrong here. Alright, let's leave it alone. Next. Should swap the blade here. Let me see if I can swap. Just grab another knife. There's a flat one. That'll work. Right down to the shoulder. Oh yeah. Like a nice clean blade. Nice sharp clean blade. These guys are done. I've got two more. Let's go slow here. I was dreaming I was playing a board game. Imagine that. I was playing Great Battles of the American Civil War, baby. One of my faves. Okay, this is the last guy. Relax. Let's not screw this one up. I always do that. The last guy, I always do something wrong. I cut myself. Come on. So I'm not just splitting it away from the shako. I'm actually taking out a little section of the resin here. Actually carving it out. Perfect. There. Got that out of the way. Nice sharp knife. See ya, Percy. Yep, I'll remember to drop in. I should be around. Musty War Gamers. Okay, there goes Nordic. How you doing, Doug? How's your church that you built? I imagine it's all completely done now. Did you put it on a base or no? I tend not to put my stuff on bases. My buildings. I could always set them on felt if I need a perimeter for like a village or something. That's how I prefer to use them. Instead of making a permanent base to it. It's nice though. Bases are good because they do protect your models. Nothing wrong with that. I might do that with some of my buildings. I've got some really big 28mm buildings that I printed actually that I got to put together. I might put them on bases actually because they're so big and kind of fragile because you got to assemble this stuff. So I might do that. Make a little scene out of it, right? It'll look good. Let's fold this up, get a start on it. I'll show you guys all that stuff when I get everything moved to the other place. It's going to be awesome. Oops, I need the brush here, not the toothpick. This weather holds out. It's going to get cold over the weekend. Just the weekend, and I think it's going to kind of cheer up again after that. If that holds, could have an early spring here, folks. Gonna be doing a lot of work here pretty damn soon, pardon the French. I'm looking forward to it. I got so much to do. But I'm so looking forward to it. Alright, grab the back corners, squeeze them together, and then we're going to slide this down over our banner pole that has super glue on it. Slow drying. Gives us some space to work with here as we slide it on. Let me squeeze that flag a little bit. We'll fold it up. Put some folds in it right away. Two or three shots here how to do it. That's a good one. Church is done, not on a base. I suspect putting the flags on is the most challenging thing about painting the minis. Yeah, it is. Once you've done it enough times, it's not, you know what you're doing. You know what to do. It goes easier. I enjoy it. But it takes some practice. I enjoy the whole process for sure. Or I wouldn't be doing this, right? I've got it down to a science here, as you can tell. Step by step. Each little thing I'm doing here is well thought out, and I know what I'm doing first and second. And yeah. So it goes quick. I did flags for you, didn't I? 15 mil. Same thing that I'm doing. Boy, they turned out really nice. 15 mil, baby. I was proud of those. Württembergers. Württemberg. I like doing the bigger flags. These small ones, you can't be as precise with your, well, I guess you could. I don't really get too detailed with my drawing of these flags, but they're definitely fiddlier to work with, for sure. All right, there's two. But it's so awesome to draw your own. Size them up, scale them, and put them on there. And, you know, the whole process. I just love it. I get a kick out of doing that. Instead of just buying them or something or printing them out. I don't know. It's kind of fun. But definitely a little extra. Do they look any better? Not really. Because even if you print them out, you can... if I print them out, I usually go back and I highlight them, maybe add a little shading. I touch them up anyway, so it looks like I made them myself almost. I always go back and do that, so they look just as good as that. I don't know. Yeah, 10 mil. A little bit smaller. One of these days I'll do another project for you, know. Get some more extras for you. Like we talked. Because I enjoyed that project. It was small. It wasn't this overwhelming 300-figure army. It was very precise. First and second light dragoons, Württemberg. Very precise. And the figures were awesome to work with. So that was great. And you let me go to town on them. Basing, everything. Flags. That worked out. I enjoyed that a lot. That's my kind of commission. I could do more of those. Smaller commissions. Yeah, that's what I'll do. It's hard to do small commissions with 10 mil because people have usually big collections. 28s, 15s, you know. LaSalle to a good game. I heard it is. It's pretty good. It's got a solid little point system if you want to build armies that way, and pretty tight game from what I hear. Now it's 2nd edition, so it's even tighter. I've never played it. I have the 1st edition. I read through it a few times. Really looked like a good game. It could be played competitively if you were so inclined, because it's very precise in how you play the game. Yeah, I would say it's worth checking out. It's a tactical game, so you're not commanding big corps and stuff. You're commanding a brigade or a division, which is my kind of game. Lots of dice. Oh, jeez, I don't remember. I don't think there's a lot of dice. A modest number of dice. I don't think it's a game where you're rolling buckets of dice. Not like that. I don't remember. I think it's kind of a game where, all right, you got 6 bases in the battalion. You're going to roll 6 dice, and you need certain target numbers on each one to hit. Something like that, I think. I could be wrong. I'd have to go back and look. I don't think I have the rules anymore on PDF. Maybe somebody in the chat knows. I know somebody was talking about LaSalle being a good game. Somebody was talking about it. I know you use D6s. I remember when LaSalle first came out, there was a lot of hype over this game. This game was promising to be the flames of war of the Napoleonic Wars. In other words, that popular and well organized. But because of marketing reasons, that never happened. So it kind of missed the mark regarding that. But yeah, there was a lot of hype about LaSalle when it first came out. So it always had my interest, being a fan of Flames of War especially. I mean, there was going to be boxed sets of miniatures and painted army, or not painted armies, but you know, you'd be able to build armies that way, like what Battlefront does. But for whatever reason, that fell through. It's Mustafa. Let's fold these flags up right now. Final flags. The flags are done. Progress, gotta love it. One thing is for sure, I get things done. Definitely get things done. Like a machine here. Come on. Albeit slow and steady, but man, it's definitely steady. Okay, let's put some white glue down the inside of this flag. Closing in. Closing in. Grab the back corners so they match up. Slide it down over the pole. It's got super glue on it. Right there. Yeah, now we're talking. Oops, toothpick broke. Can I close it up? I'll do some folding. Give it a realistic look. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, that turned out good. Let's grab the other one. Super glue 'em. Grab the other flag. Eagle heads up. Put down some white glue on the inside. Just like that. Grab the back corners so it evens itself out. Squeeze it a little bit. Slide it on the pole. Schlink. There it is. Tighten it up. Clean it off. Sometimes the glue pushes through onto the model. Good. Grab the toothpick. Do a little more tightening up. And do some folding. Yeah. Perfect. Looks good. Set it aside. Just like that. Done. So there's two more. I'll touch these all up before I base them. There'll be some touching up to do. Okay, last one. I know Sam Mustafa went on to create Blucher, but it seems more like a board game. What, Blucher? Which one seems like a board game? I don't think it's like a board game. I mean, it's not like there's a grid or anything. That would be like a board game. Rommel could kind of feel that way. Blucher's a great introduction. It's a good way to get into Napoleonics. It's a good start. It's not a complicated system to learn. It's fun. And for the level of command that it's putting you in, out of an army commander, corps commander, does a really good job. And it's a game that really works well if you're playing online, as you know. Because the units can be quite big if you want them to be. And with 10 mil, yeah, that's a boon. Because you want to be able to see this stuff. Back in the day, we didn't have great cameras. So it's nice. Another set of rules I don't know if you've tried. Battalion Pure. You might want to look them up. The author's French. He wrote the L'Art de la Guerre rules for Ancients. He's got a set of rules based on the same kind of concepts. Kinda. It is a different game. For Napoleonics. I liked it a lot. Might want to check that one out if you haven't already. Battalion Pure. It's pretty popular. Nice balance between realism and gaming. Gamey. I never got the chance to play it though, so I can't really talk too much about its quality mechanically speaking. Units or battalions or regiments. Yes, I did say regiments. If you want, you can have a unit, and all units are like 4 bases. A unit can represent either a battalion, or it could represent 2 battalions, or whatever is represented by the regiment. It's typically 2 though. So you don't need as many figures to represent brigades and whole armies, really. And nothing changes in the rules to be able to do that. And it's got full army lists, which are really useful. So you know how to organize all your armies for whatever period or campaign you're playing in. So that's really a huge plus. It's a good reference book too, because of that. Those I can recommend, even though I haven't played it. Keep that in mind. I can recommend, because I know you. I know you. I think you'd enjoy them. Be honest with you, I don't know many Napoleonic rules that I didn't enjoy myself. There's some questionable ones, but nothing I didn't enjoy. There's a couple of questionable ones. There, that's it. I'm going to call that done. There's all the flags. Now, guess what? Let's show off all these flags as they march forward. Oh, let's see. Let's pick this up. I don't know, can you see that? It's hard to see because they're moving forward. Let's go this way. I guess you could kind of see them, right? They'll look better when I do the final videos. There's their bases down there. Anyway. That's it. That's it. Success, progress, and all that jazz. 2 hours and 24 minutes. Not bad. We made good time. We got them all done. I hope you guys got some stuff done. I hope you did. I have a lot of slackers here. I know that. If you People like to listen and watch and talk in the chat, but they don't do any painting with me. It's a paint along. What's the matter with you guys? Gotta be something. Slackers. That's what it is. That's okay. Are you a slacker? A lurker? Ah, that feels good. So you are slacking, aren't you, Doug? You just got out of bed. Why, that's called slacking in my book. That's okay. You have the right to do some slacking now and then, right? That's why people hire me. Because they're slackers. Can you tell I'm a little chipper now? Yeah. I missed yesterday. I didn't do any painting at all. Was gonna. I spent about 2 hours working on my stream trying to fix it. Only to find out it's just the internet causing grief. Or YouTube or whatever it was. Because today it's fine. I didn't really change anything. A couple things. Yeah. One of those power naps, right? Yeah, I have those power naps as well. But they usually last 3 to 4 hours. So it's like a sleep. That ruins me. My schedule's all messed up. What are you going to be working on now, Doug? Now that you got that church done. Sounds like you're thinking about another battle. New set of rules, maybe. I gotta hand it to you. You stick to your guns when it comes to your games. I don't think you really do anything other than Napoleonics. Now, that's a good choice. That's a hobby right there. Why'd you choose Napoleonics? Out of all the options you could do, why was it Napoleonics? I knew you as a person who's kind of all over the spectrum when it comes to interests. I never saw you as someone particularly fond of Napoleonics, but that's what you paint, that's what you collect, that's what you play games with. Why is that? Why did you settle on Napoleonics? What's the impetus behind that little decision? Yeah, we'll save the next step is to touch up the flags. No, we'll save that for next time, I think. Might do a review of the 19th century rules. Not sure what rules those are. Yeah, do that, Doc. That'd be great. What a great period the 19th century is. What do you mean, like Franco-Prussian War, or are you talking about Napoleonics? Because that's 19th century. Early, but yeah, it's technically. When you say 19th century, I think people's minds go to the American Civil War, colonial, Franco-Prussian War. That's where my mind goes. But yeah, Napoleonics is in there. Yeah, so what led you to the Napoleonic Wars? It all started with American Civil War, American Revolution. Stream is really good. 99% of what I know about the Napoleonic Wars is learned on my own. Good. That's most people, I think. I don't know many wargamers that went to school for the period they're interested in. Just for the sake of it. I mean, I did, but I did it for after I was already into it. Just because. Horse and musket or rifle and saber. That's your jam. Okay. So I guess Napoleonics was just the easy, most accessible. That's James that said that. Horse and musket. He said that. The movie version of War and Peace got me started in high school. Okay. There you go. So you were getting a taste of it right there. I just put a pic of model church, Discord general chat, which can be based or not, is optional. There is a miniatures channel, you know. You can post wherever you want. I'm just reminding you. There's a miniatures gamer channel. Look at this. Look at this beautiful piece of terrain. Paul the Madman. Let's show this off. Let's show this off, this mighty work. Discord screen. There it is. Look at that. Big Small Worlds just posted it. The uniforms and tactics were cool. Let's look at this. Doug, take a look. Beautiful piece of work. Look at that. Did you put a wash on it? Could use a wash a little bit there. I can't tell. Looks beautiful though. Simple, straightforward, to the point. I love how you got all this rubble surrounding it. That's nice. That's nice. It just looked like it fell down from damage. That's nice. There's plenty of room in there to put guys. I assume this is 28 mil. Very nice. Oh, there we go. Work in progress. So he has the base separate then. So he just plops it right on. Alright, yeah, there you go. He could go baseless if he wants. See that, Doug? Pretty smart. I'd have to paint this brown or green though. This would drive me crazy. The base removed. This church is ruined though. Talking bases here, and then just the video channel regarding scenery and whether a model church was based. I have some scenery pieces I made so that they can be on bases or not, like this. Smart move. Very creative. See the mini wargaming channel. Where is it? It's right here. Dun, dun, dun. It's 3 down. There it is. Can you see that? I see you typing away. You can put it where you want. I'm just teasing you. Oh, there we go. Here's that picture earlier before I edited the base out. Ah! And the halfling over. Yeah, I see what you're doing. I'm glad you posted this. Now I don't have to use my imagination. I see what you did. You did a good job. Let's go back to the other picture. Look closely, folks, at the bases. See the bases on these guys? So with a little careful editing, okay, we get this. Look at that. This guy here I was looking closely at. I could see how he's almost hovering. But you can't really notice at first. But once you told me you had bases for these, yeah, I could see it. I could see it. You did a good job, man. That's great. All the bases are gone. See? Look at that. I love these little scenes. Everybody's got eyes. Yeah, very good. Look at that. And the book in the background's got little letters, words on it. Yeah. Looks like natural lighting. He's probably on his porch there, looking out towards his back garden, which is brilliant. Gotta hand it to you, man. That's pretty creative. This would be a fun way to do like a recap of, say, a role-playing game session, too. Because a lot of people do those. The Dungeon Minister, he does it a lot. Another guy I know does it for Castles and Crusades. They don't go this far, though. And this would be ideal for that. The style you're doing with that. Who knows? Maybe I'll do something like that. Once again, you are the inspiration to folks. Good stuff. Cool. I do have a cemetery with walls and could paint it. It's okay, Paul. I think more people will see it, though, I think, if it's in the right channel. I'm currently basing figures now. Having to chop the molded bases to fit on regulation square bases. The good old regulation bases. You've been doing this a long time with your video series. Probably doing YouTube for a long time too. I learned early on, very early on, that doing videos about my hobby, particularly battle reports, became part of my hobby. I mean, the battle reports. I mean, I was going out of my way to fight battles so I can make a battle report. So in a way, YouTube became part of my hobby. And I guess it is right now because, here I am painting by commissions, of course, but I do my own stuff too. And here it is for the world to see and join me and come in and whatever, linger. I learned that the YouTube part of this whole thing becomes part of your hobby. And I imagine it is for you. Because what you do specifically is very much linked to your YouTube videos. So I can imagine you get inspired to set up and play the next battle and write up the narrative. It sounds like you write out these narratives. I almost think you're a writer. So you could do the video. So it kind of, motivates you. It becomes part of your hobby. Would you agree, Paul? It's another facet of your hobby. Doing this narrative campaign and putting it on video. Some of my Germans. I think they're Germans. Yeah, they're Germans. This guy's an American, I think. He looks like he's paratrooper. There's M1. I think this guy is too. I'd have to look closer. Also, I realize I have limited amount of energy. So I realize I have to concentrate my interest on a few periods of history. And that's the way to do it. I agree with you. You'll enjoy it more too. Some people like to bounce around and they just like to explore games and different things. And they get enjoyment from that. But I would think most people prefer to settle and focus on what they really like. I would say that's most people. That said, I don't think most people are capable of doing that. Including myself. But people like you, people like Pancake, if you remember Pancake, and Nick, they're very focused in their hobby. This is what they do. They'd love to do other things, and they can if they wanted to, but they don't. Because I think they're having so much enjoyment from this. It's so intertwined with their interest for the history. So there's more to it than just the game side of it and the uniforms. It's the history too, and it's really what they love to do. So I think they get more satisfaction, if not enjoyment, from being focused. That's what I think. So it's good to kind of narrow things down anyway, because I think you're going to enjoy yourself better. Same applies to role-playing games. But that's not everybody, Ian wasn't like that, for instance. He was proud of the fact that he was a butterfly. Yeah, definitely part of my hobby. The YouTubes. Oh, there's a song there. I've been searching around, looking for songs. I'll have to click that and see what's going on. If I could find it. Gotta remember to unclick this because it will freeze up my chat. Let's see what this is about. Tom Cook. Fly Free Traveler. Official music video. Huh. It's the official theme for Traveler. off to the dock. Sound is off, but yeah. It's actually pretty good. It's pretty good. That's a 4-minute song. Check it out, folks. Link is just posted there by Nordic. Little traveler inspiration and motivation. It's on Mongoose's channel 3 years ago. As I prepare each video, it's a chance to rewrite, edit the text, and some pictures. Ancients, fantasy. James is pretty much a butterfly. I think he enjoys it that way too. Website secret. Where are the spoilers for the videos? Ah, okay. Is the screen black? Or is that big? Because I'm not on the page. Yeah, I wasn't on the page. Missed all this. That's pretty cool. Traveler. I like it. I never saw that. That's Mongoose's page too. Wild butterfly. All right, get out of here, lady. So the hobby kind of mimics our interests historically, history-wise, because we're all interested in history. Some people like sci-fi and fantasy too, but that's just adding to the pile. It kind of mimics our interests, right? The only difference is that it's easy to pick up a book and read about a particular battle or history of a campaign or a war or conflict. That's easy. And really learn about this stuff and watch some videos and really get into it and talk about it and all this stuff. But to collect miniatures and paint and get serious into the research, the kind of research that you can apply directly to your hobby, that's a different matter. So what hits us there is the fact that we can't do it all. Because I have interests all over the place, right? We all do. History is fascinating, particularly military history. For me. You just can't collect everything for all this stuff. Board games are a nice, convenient way to do it. Nordic's up on that. It's one reason there's a lot of board gamers. That's why I do board games too. Because I know I can't do it all in miniature and 3D. I don't even want to do it all in miniature. Just sometimes board games are better. You want to represent giant battles or whole conflicts or strategic level stuff. You know, you don't want to mess around with miniatures for that. You don't have to. But it is more demanding than miniatures. So we tend to focus and prioritize and narrow our interests anyway and still be labeled a butterfly. The red YouTube line, it's the cover of the original Traveler books. Oh, is it? I think I closed the window. Yeah. Well, I could believe that. Little homage. Yeah, that was a good video. These flags are dry and solid already. Yeah, they're gonna look good. Touch-ups will be next. I gotta paint the spikes on the top of the pole. Minor little things. We'll do that in the next session. Then we'll spend a session basing. And probably another session spackling. And then another session putting down the wash. I'll probably do that offline just to save a little time. Because the flocking, I think I can do everything at once. I could actually do some flocking online while I do this other stuff. I might be able to do that. So we're almost done. Should be done by the end of the week. There it is. And that's how I see it as well, Nordic. My board games give me the chance to get deeper involved with something I'm also doing in miniatures, or chance to actually do something for a period that I don't play miniatures with, and I'm perfectly happy not to paint and collect and move around little soldiers in a 3D world on my tabletop. Sometimes a board game fits perfect for that, right? This is why I see it all as one big hobby. Like my role-playing and my board games and my miniatures and my painting. It's all one big hobby. I don't count them as like separate hobbies. Oh, this is my role-playing hobby. I do that on Sundays once a month and keep it separate from my wargaming. I mean, by its nature, it's going to be a little separate anyway, but still, it's all conceptually speaking anyway, the same stuff. It really is. So it's my gaming hobby. And that includes the painting, the crafting, and everything else. It's all part of my gaming hobby. I do all kinds of fun stuff. Unlike so many other companies in the hobby sphere, Mongoose does not dump on the legacy of their games. It's a good point. That's a good point. They're not a perfect company by far, but they do some questionable things, but we won't go into that. But you're right about that. I think they do honor the legacy of the game, which is good. Yeah. Unlike some other companies, who shall not be named. Abomination. It'd be like a little museum, right, Doug? My display museum. A lot of people would say, oh, why bother doing that? You could be painting miniatures for your army. Why paint and work on these dust collectors? Which is true. If you're a wargamer like us, like me. Do you really want to spend time painting up those busts of Napoleon? Or a unit of something? I do that. I actually do that. I did it in the past, and I'm going to do it again, where I just paint up something that I don't game because I sell them. Of course, I take pictures and stuff, so I can always remember and reference them and all that good stuff, but I sell them. So I make some money, at least money for my hobby, if not other things. And it goes to somebody who will truly appreciate them, hopefully. Anyone that pays the big dollars I ask for must be appreciating it. Take my Hex Encounter gaming, for instance, says Nordic. Right now on my table, I have Utah Beach from D-Day, or from Day of Days. And a battle from Blue Cross White Ensign from Flying Colors series on the table. How do you like that? Yeah, that's the good thing about it. Board gaming is so convenient, really. It's a whole hobby in a single box. Or series of boxes. You know what I mean. A whole hobby in a box. Yeah, they're expensive, but you're getting a whole freaking hobby there. There's usually a wealth of knowledge in there and learning fun. We all love to learn, don't we? Historical dudes. History nerds. And they're usually, by comparison, most of them are very small footprints, you know? Most of them are very solo friendly as well. Grab your coffee, sit down there in your little comfy chair and look down into your little world that's laid out before you on this map with thousands and thousands of soldiers represented with these hopefully beautifully done counters, and you just get lost. You get lost in It's absorbing. At least I do. I really get pulled into it. Little stories begin to form and shape. Little narratives begin to drive the gameplay. You know, it becomes like a real little thing happening on your table. It's just so easy to do. Miniatures games, especially solo, are very physically demanding. You have to get up and walk around, get to the other side, move all these units, which are oftentimes pretty big. Not always, but usually there's a lot of units, if not. So it's a physically demanding process. Whereas board gaming is very much, yeah, this is comfy. Grab your 12-inch long tweezers. I have some of those. They're used for changing aquarium terrain in your aquariums. But they're great in board gaming because you reach across the table with ease. Move those giant stacks around. You don't have to get out of your chair. How great is that? Gotta love it. Big Small says WG and RP, roleplay and wargaming, I think that's what he means, really are the same stuff for me too. Our campaign is 7 players role-playing PC rulers. Roleplay equals politics and diplomacy, etc. Strategy bridges the gap, while wargames equals the battles. Doug chimes in, if you wanted to game with ancient Egyptians, that could happen, or World War II, that could happen, or Zulu War, etc., with the supply of miniatures on hand in the garage, that could happen. I'd rather spend time engaging in the hobby that is. I would rather spend the time engaging in the hobby that is painting. Period. Gaming is a distant thought for me with miniatures. There he is, old Ryan. I need to get a pair of those tweezers. Useful tools. You know what I'm talking about, Ryan. I got tweezers all over the place. I got little ones, I got big ones. Tweezers are very helpful for hex and counter gaming, Ryan. Yeah, they are. Oh, got a thumbs up from Ryan. Ka-ching! Huh. Oh. A brand new car. Shut my mind off to the bull crap of my daily life and just focus in on the game. Fritz has tweezers for days. Getting the players together at the same time and place being so difficult, gaming can seem distant thought to me too. That could be a lot of reasons. Could be the game rules. I don't know, they're similar to a board game. I think it has a lot to do with who you're playing with. You've talked about this before. Especially when you're playing not solo, but playing socially with other people. It could be a real downer, man. I mean, for one thing, socially gaming is very distracting from what you're actually doing. It's hard to get into the narrative and what's going on and the stories that are unfolding. The immersion isn't there, like it is with solo gaming. And I would imagine you play solo games with board games almost exclusively, for the most part, not entirely. But I imagine you do a lot of solo gaming with board games. And you're not getting that when you're playing with miniatures. So that's an aspect that's very important. It just changes the feel of the experience. It really does. I noticed that. Whenever I played with other people, there was just I just knew the vibe was going to be different based on who I was playing specifically. I also noticed that when I played solo, the vibe was totally different, period. It was I enjoyed it far more. I prefer solo gaming, period. It's just a different feel. I get more immersed, and immersion is really important to me in the game. I don't want to just chuck dice and move plastic and lead around and test my tactical skills on the tabletop. I don't care about that. I want to see history come alive and the stories unfold. My imagination gets crazy. That's what I get into. And sometimes when I have a friend, like there was one person that I used to play games with a lot outside of Jesse that was very much like me, very much into the narrative. We played Warhammer, we played 40K, we played Necromunda and all that stuff. And those games were so outstanding when I was playing with him that I almost always played with him because I did not like the experience of the game, let alone playing the game with him at all. It was rough. There was a couple players I remember I just did not. They're totally different vibe. They're very competitive. They knew the rules like the back of their hand. You just knew when you sat down they were going to wipe the floor with you, make a mockery of you. Not a good experience, but I didn't downplay the game because I knew I also had really good, memorable moments that I will never forget with that same game. But if I didn't have those experiences, I probably wouldn't like the game. I wouldn't have kept playing it. I would have went to something else. Anyway, that's my thought. Helps you get to sleep at night. That's hobbies for you, right? That's the power of the imagination. Yeah, they're always funner. It's like people that are into the competitive and the army list building, they're really about the game. Their enjoyment comes from making the army lists, much like in role-playing where some people just love building characters. They get a certain enjoyment out of it. But it's like bringing a chess player into a miniatures game. I mean, a chess player is looking at it tactically and game-wise. He's looking at the ins and outs and how to win because that's what chess is all about. It's all about the tactics. And a lot of these people in our hobby are just like chess players. They view it as like a game of chess. That's their chess to them. And that's how they play and how they see it. And there's a few of them who don't even really care about the uniforms and the history as much, although they kind of have to because it's part of the game, like if it's Flames of War or bolt action. They got to know something about the units and the conflict. But still, they're like the chess player. That's the way some people are. Well, the question is, should they go back to chess or get out of our stinking hobby? It can't be that way, right? There's room for everybody, I guess. You just got to play with the right people. +25 age gap. Yeah, that'll kind of do it, I guess. I prefer solo gaming, but Matt has won me over as a gaming partner, so I can play with him and also solo. Yeah, you get with the right people. I got to a point where I just refused to play with certain people in my group. Nothing against them. Just the style of play is just, I'm not having fun, man. I'm sitting here trying to play a narrative type game with real world tactics against somebody that's manipulating the game to win. You know, that's never fun. It's just not fun. It's not a good combo. So I get what you're saying, and it's a huge impact on your enjoyment. But, you know, it's other things too. If you're not interested in the era, I mean, that could be a thing. More so with some people. Or the game, maybe the game sucks, you know, maybe it's just not my style of game. It's the wrong command level for me to enjoy. You know what I mean? It's like a puzzle, isn't it? I refuse to ever play a tournament-style game, no matter what it is, in miniature. Hex Encounter, tabletop RPGs, etc. I play chess. I consider it the greatest game ever made. Yeah, its longevity is a testament to that, right? If I was deeper into chess, I wouldn't consider that part of my gaming hobby, even though it's a game, because it's so different. I mean, in a way it fits, really, but in my mind it's just a whole separate thing. Huzzah! I'm finally home during a paint-along for once. Yep, I'll see you tomorrow, Ryan. I'm done. I'm getting out of here. Thanks, everybody. I'll linger a little bit. I'm lingering. Got to give Ryan a chance here. God almighty. Life's tough as it is. He needs to relax and chill with a paint-along with Fritz. Can't beat it. Can't beat it, my friend. Glad to have you. Nordic says, I view solo Hex Encounter wargaming as me playing chess, but with a different medium. Okay. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I suspected from your size you were wrapping up. That's probably the only reason you popped in. It's only for a second. I gotta go anyway. Right, Ryan? Trying to kid us. Like, oh, I'm gonna hang out for hours tonight, guys. Now I can talk. Nah, you only got like 5 minutes. It's time to take care of the infants. Which probably isn't far from the truth anyway. was why I quit Flames of War. Most of the group I had to play against were asshats. The best time I had was with father and son pair who loved the Ostfront and Winter War. Yeah, I agree with you. Gotta find those people. Probably because they think like you. Yeah. Actually interested in what they're doing here. We did a number of, what is that? Mannerheim line battles? What's that? And several Stalingrad battles using the Flames of War rules, but not lists. Oh, Mannerheim. Okay. Guys whose worth as human beings was linked to whether they won the damned game or not. Yeah. It's called taking things too serious, Doug. Too serious. It's not real. It's make-believe. It's cardboard. It's plastic. Acrylic paints or whatever. It's not real. It's just math. If it wasn't for our freaking imaginations, it's just an exercise in thinking, I guess. I get it from my role-playing folks that I play games with. There's a lot of people. I think about half of the people, 50-50, I guess, that I've played games with. I just don't have fun with them. Their style of play is just so different than mine. We're always going to get those people. And they'd probably say the same thing. I just stormed out. Why did he storm out? Do I even want to know? That's too bad. People get so wrapped up in this stuff. See it a lot. Just people. I can understand. I can understand why. For a lot of those people, a lot of them, they invest so much of their resources, their energy, that they get very wound up quite easily by something unexpected in our hobby world. Some people are, also just asshats, as mentioned, and they just want to win, and if they start crying and whining if they don't get their way. But that's different. There's other people who are just so invested in this hobby that they can easily get into these arguments and get upset, very emotional. And it's not supposed to be that way. This is just a freaking hobby, you know? But it's because they're so invested. Maybe a little too much, right? Emotionally, that kind of thing. It's like, come on, it's not real. Relax. I could live without this hobby. Believe it or not, I could live without it. I'm not going to go crazy and die. When I'm gone, none of this stuff is going with me. It doesn't mean anything. It's just here for me to pass the time as a hobby. It's not going to change the world. You might want to think otherwise, but nah, it's not going to change the world. Let's not get too crazy here. We're just having fun. A little escapism with friends and people you care about. That's all it really is. And that's the way it should be. You want to get competitive? Okay, go in a tournament, play competitively. Maybe money's involved, trophies, whatever. That's a whole different thing. So yeah, you got to keep your eyes open for people that are in it for other reasons than you. It's going to happen. They have just as right to sit and play the game the way they want to, the way they enjoy it, as you do. But we got to be mindful and aware of that. And keep that in mind. And don't let it ruin and bitter you up. Ruin your experience with something that could be absolutely wonderful while we're here. Right? Am I right? Am I wrong? I don't know. Camping is not like that. Forces, history, politics, alliances, and strategy. The Mannerheim line. Tell you what, the 4 years I have been in the Hex Encounter wargame hobby has given me a better appreciation of having a solid basic math. That's very true. That's very true, right? We actually use math skills in our hobbies here, don't we? Yeah, go figure. The annoyed player. Okay. Doug says, I had a friend who would have a nervous breakdown if he lost. Really? Wow. That's not healthy. That's not a healthy way to be. Now, I could think of some people. You find yourself getting uptight and angry over something like this, you got to step back and think and question what you're doing here. Get a grip, because that ain't the way to approach this hobby. That ain't normal. Something going on somewhere else. I think most people catch themselves when they get a little bit annoyed at the dice or upset at the tactics at the table or whatever. I think we all experience that, even from people we enjoy playing with. But we would hold back and, take a deep breath and remind ourselves that this is just a game and it's for fun. Maybe I'm getting a little too wound up here for whatever reason. That's happened to me a few times. That's normal. I wouldn't flip a table and start screaming profanities and threatening people. But some people do. Some people do. But that's like it's like life in general. You're going to encounter people in the grocery store that are like that. People on the road. People at work. It's everywhere. Our hobby is not exempt from it. I think in his case, it might have been better to do yoga or bird watching. Yoga, there you go. There you go, Doug. You should have told him that. Got to have a bouncer at the door, the local game club, in case things get out of hand. What's going on here? What the hell's next? What is there? I think there's 4 starter kits. I have like 3. And I only see, no, there's 3. Yeah, I have 3. I have 3 starter sets, 1, 2, and 3. I don't have the 4th one, but only 1 is punched because I'm not going to punch it until I actually break it open to play. The first one is punched. If you haven't played the starter sets, they're so worth it. Especially if you got a lot of memories and fondness for Squad Leader or ASL. Really a great way to play the game without all the overwhelming complexity potential of that system. Yeah, the first one's punched. That's how I'm learning the game. I love Squad Leader. Oh, I love it. I was turned off to the game because of people leaving comments on my YouTube videos for Squad Leader. That's why I stopped playing it. I took a break and I never went back to it. I love the game. Again, for nostalgia reasons mainly. But it's such a deep tactical experience. You know, it's really informative. Not that it's a perfect game system. It does have at least one flaw that I could think of. But really good fun. And I got turned off because there was so many people that were just constantly pointing out my memory lapses, or very seldom, but I'm sure it occurred, where I'd got a rule wrong. I know that's for certain, actually, because people corrected me, and I went back and I corrected the video. And I just said to myself, these people are so serious into this game, I'm not going to make videos for these people. I'm a casual gamer. I don't take it like that serious. I don't. So I'm going to make some mistakes, and it's okay with me. But yeah, there's an example of me getting frustrated and kind of leaving the game in a way. And playing a lot more Conflict of Heroes. But I still love the game, and I'm going to play more. Just because I can play solo. I just won't record it. Heck with yous. Get on my case. I'm well known for being pretty tight with my gameplay. But it's not perfect. Especially a game like that, man. It's like, come on. Hey, you can't do that. I had an idiot try to reach across the table to grab me by the throat. Jeez. He was accusing me of cheating because 2 card sleeves stuck together, and I didn't notice. Yeah. Nordic almost had to take care of business there. Well, that's no way. Let me guess, he was a stranger, right? An acquaintance at the game store, maybe? Certainly not a family member. Although I've had some close calls with family members playing games. Some pretty rough ones, too, but that's because they're family and we can get away with it, right? That's different. It's all good fun. I won't mention names. Little coldage going on. I played a few scenarios from the first volume. I haven't even got to the second or third yet. I mean, that's the stuff that has the vehicles and artillery and all the extras. Tanks. Not yet. James is at the doctor. Sitting in the waiting room, he said. I don't know. I remember being frustrated. Because it's a very demanding game, if you've ever played Squad Leader. what's the word I'm after? It's very fatiguing. It can be a very fatiguing game. And when you're making videos of these things, it's even more so. Anybody that does bat reps knows what I'm talking about. I mean, if you do a battle report, especially the way I do them, a 2-hour game turns into 6 hours easy, if not longer. Because you've got to stop and you got to double check rules, you got to read things to get it right, and then you got to video it. Hopefully you don't drop the camera, which happens. So it takes longer, so there's more of a commitment to this, and it's draining. So when I sit there and I make these videos for ASL, which is already a pretty in-depth game, and I'm just learning this, you know, and here I go, I'm playing, I'm pushing things, got to make sure the rules are right, and you invest a lot of time in it, and getting the filming right, and knowing what to say. I don't write nothing down, I do it all top of the head. I think I do a good job at it. But all of a sudden you get people coming in, hey, the guy was pointing out that I couldn't have moved this unit down here because of a morale failure or something I forgot. Most of the time it's just that. It's just me forgetting things. Because I do focus on getting the rules right as much as I can. But even that's not perfect. But still, most of the time it's just, oh, I forgot residual fire points or something were off. And I don't remember the details, but I had a few of them, and it was frustrating at the time. So I just took a break, and I never went back. Just, screw this. That's when I realized that the people making these comments were very much, I knew who they were. They're very much deep into Squad Leader. This is their game. This is their hobby. So naturally, they're going to point this stuff out. And this is something I see a lot with board gamers in general. Nothing against you, Nordic, or anyone into board gaming, but there is a lot more arrogance in board gaming community than anywhere else, in my experience. Not that it doesn't exist in miniatures and role-playing, but I see it a lot. And man, if some of those folks find out that you play a role-playing game too, a lot of them really frown upon you pretty hard. But, yeah, that's the nature of it. So I took a break. It's going on for years. I mean, I get it. I'm a board gamer too, so I know where you're coming from. Board gamers are coming from. But again, I don't take this stuff that serious. I mean, if I saw somebody making a mistake, I'm very mindful of what I say. I just don't blare out, hey, you can't do that, or that's wrong. You know, you got to be a little bit mindful how you talk to people, especially if they're new to the hobby. You want to scare them away, that's a guaranteed way to do it. Sadly, a lot of people aren't mindful. They just blare out, especially online. And that's a big turnoff. So I tend to be very, very careful what I say to people, especially if they're new and they're just getting into their hobby and stuff. You know, give them some motivation. Don't put them down. Say, oh, your game sucks. Why don't you play this game instead? It's better. It's more realistic. I never do that. I've seen people do that and hammer people over the head for playing a particular game because they don't like it or for whatever reason. And boy, that ticks me off. I don't like that. Because to that person who might be new to the hobby, that's their hobby. That's what they love to do. They enjoy that. That's their game. That's their thing. It makes them feel part of the community. And all of a sudden you come along and say, oh, your game sucks. That's not real. You're wasting your time. Play this instead. I don't like people telling other people how to play and have fun. It has its place. But again, let's be mindful. Anyway, grain of salt, folks. This is just me talking. Be mindful. Go easy on me. I'm just a big noob. I don't know anything. I really don't. Let's go back here. Talking about ASL. ASL looks great. Just attracts the tism. As in, this is serious, Mum. Team Yankee this week. Why I wish to play ASL solo. All I have to do is deal with my solo opponent, who is a cheating bugger. He was a newer player who didn't understand mechanics in Magic the Gathering. Was stupid enough to try to get physical with a guy bigger than him. Black belt in karate. Look out. In-depth strata. Beard trimmer. Fun for the whole family. I think you're talking about an advert I remember seeing that said just that. I don't know if that was a real advert or if that was just made up as a joke, but I remember that. If that's what you're referring to. Fun for the whole family. Jeez. Yeah, there is. The wait is on. Must go to bed, says Paul. Besides, my arthritic fingers are complaining about all the fiddly work I've done today. It makes sense, my friend. You enjoy your sleep and enjoy your evening. 'Cause I'll be back again. And we could do it all over. Oh, what fun we'll have. In a one-horse open sleigh. All right, Paul, you take care, my friend. Get yourself some sleep over there in Yorkshire. And there we have it. Just lingering here a little bit, folks, because I feel pretty good. I got my flags done. They're all attached. The hard part is done. Now we could go to touching them up and then putting them on their bases and moving on. It's taken forever to do this. Much longer. Probably because there's a lot of things going on in life right now. Ups and downs and ups and just so many bridges. But we're getting there, and it's enjoyable. It's always enjoyable. I'm going to bail out and eat, says Doug. I'm out of here. Slam. Take care, Doug. I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. I usually skip a day, but we'll see. I'm in a rush to get these done, so you might see me again. And we're at 3.5 hours, which is good, so there's my 3 hours for the day. I'm going to eat. Not sure what, but I'm going to make something good and special to eat. Do some things online that I need to do as I get summoned. Maybe read some rules for something I'm going to be playing soon. Maybe a little Pathfinder, maybe a little bit of OSE, maybe a little bit of Triumph. But whatever else I could think of, I'm not sure. I got a plate today, so my mind is just kicking into gear. Got a little injury there. That's an injury from Maximus, the catechus. He caught me. He caught me good there. Yep. Wasn't paying attention petting him. And yeah, he clawed me. He gave me the old scratch-a-rooney. Outside of that, I haven't had a lot of injuries from the cats lately. Just this. That was a wrench injury from when the pipes blew next door. Oh, been a rough few weeks. What's going on here? I don't know. James, you take care of yourself. You're over there hanging out in the medical facilities, or I think it's a medical facility. It could be the dentistry, as far as I know. Somewhere over there. And Ryan, I hope you enjoyed. Everybody else. And we'll be back again. Taxes or rules, same thing, really. So I see the dilemma. I see the dilemma. I used to enjoy doing taxes because it was like a rule book. Ah, cool. It's like a role-playing game, or like a war game, actually. Yeah, it's like a board game. See, I got to go to Rule 5 and page so and. I loved it. I got into it. It was easier for me to do. Let's put it that way. So I didn't hate it. It's organized like a rule book, right? All right, you guys. I'm going to go now and take care of business. Walk the dog. Got to do that too. So, folks, you guys have a wonderful evening. Enjoy yourselves. I'll see you guys, if not tomorrow, the next day, which would be Saturday. Today is Thursday, correct? Yes, it's Thursday. So if not Friday, we'll see you Saturday. I'll do another stream and we'll work on finishing up these figures. So thanks, Ryan, Nordic, Doug, Paul, everybody that joined in today. Those not mentioned and lurking. I know there's plenty of you. We're going to see you again soon. So folks, hang in there, and you know why. It's only going to get better. We'll talk to you soon. Just take care, my friends.